We are just under 3 months away from the provincial election on October 26th. Election Saskatchewan has been working diligently to recruit volunteers and staff, as well as to ensure the election process will be safe for everyone. For more on this, I'm joined by Election Sask CEO Michael Boda. Michael, thanks for being here.
It's good to be with you.
Let's start with what we know about Election Day so far. What can you tell us about how it will look for voters and voting stations?
Well, it will look somewhat different than voters are used to in the province, and that's a lot of the heavy lifting that we're doing now to ensure that we can run a safer election in polling locations. So they will look somewhat different, but at the same time, we will be over the next number of weeks letting the public know that we are doing the right things to make the polling locations safer. Essentially, one of the first things that we're working on is ensuring that we have polling locations that offer more space. That's one of the important things about reducing the risk of COVID, to have more space. And so there will be fewer polls in each polling location for voters. A lot of our polling locations will be in schools this time around. We do use schools significantly under normal circumstances, but on election day, the majority of polling locations will be in school gymnasiums and other locations where there's more of an opportunity to spread out. For advanced polls, it will be similar as well. We'll be making use of schools across the province.
And will those schools be empty on those days?
On election day, we have worked together with the province to ensure that schools will be closed on election day so that there's an opportunity for people to come and go. For advanced polls, we have exclusive use to gymnasiums over the course of the 5 days of advanced polling. So we will be using those areas. There will be other facilities that we have to use. An election is the largest event that a province will have. And so as a result, there's a diversity of polling locations that we need to use. But again, we're trying to make use of the schools because the gymnasiums are a larger facility. So lots of schools will be used.
You need a lot of people to pull this off. How is recruiting going?
Yes, we do. Under normal circumstances, it takes about 13,000 people to run an election, and so those are people that we engage with. In this case, we expect that we will need even more. We're expecting that there will be some individuals that will feel they are at risk, and so they will not be able to work for us, and maybe they traditionally have. But we're beginning to look at other groups of people who can help us out. I'll be working with the directors of education across the province to determine whether some teachers will not be working that day. They'll have a professional development day to determine whether teachers and support staff can work for us that day. And we've also introduced a new program. It's called Youth in the Booth. And it will involve 16 to 18-year-olds who can, for the first time, work with us on election day and act as election officials in collaboration with others who traditionally work for us. So we're expanding our recruitment base, but at the same time, we're doing things that will make the poll safer for the voters and for our workers. And so we're doing our due diligence at this point to ensure that we have a safe polling location.
Speaking of safety, how is securing PPE going when it comes to all those people? That's a lot of people. That's a lot of PPE.
There are a lot of people that are involved in an election. We have over 800,000 eligible voters. So it is important that we are taking the steps with PPE to ensure that we do have a safer polling location. So far, we have been collaborating with the Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency in order to procure the necessary PPE. All of our workers will be wearing masks. There'll be hand sanitizer available to the public. We'll be encouraging the public to wear masks. There will be safety shields that you'll see between workers and the voters. And also there will be physical distancing that we will be encouraging at the polls. As you mentioned earlier, there's a lot that can change. And we are preparing for an environment in which we can adapt as we need to moving forward for Election Day.
Thanks so much for your time today, Michael.
You're welcome. Good to be with you.
Michael Boda is the CEO for Election Saskatchewan. Election Day is Monday, October 26th.